Hi everyone, Ken Nerhus, Director of Drone Operations for Endemic Environmental Services. And I'm back again with a review of Day 2 of Commercial UAV Expo 2020. So right off the bat, what we had was the keynote speakers today. It was Steve Dixon, FAA Director, and he went over a few things that are kind of important and have been making some major waves in the drone industry. First of all, he's obviously emphasizing safety. Safety is obviously number one priority when flying manned or unmanned aircraft. Secondly, he did go over the expansions of UTM, which is Unmanned Traffic Management System. I guess they forget the S, but what it is it's locating all the drones in the sky to be able to fly beyond visual line of sight and to be able to see and avoid drones in the air from manned aircraft, so everything can talk. Basically what it is it's an air internet for drones and manned aircraft. He went over things in remote ID and how they're supposed to have remote ID and BVLOS, which is flying beyond visual line of sight, have those parameters set by the end of the year. Obviously, we've heard that before, but we'll see. You know, it takes a long time for these things to get done, and it's not easy, especially when you're trying to protect 350 million people on the ground from tens of thousands of drones and jets, airplanes, helicopters in the air. Once things really start getting ramped up, I believe with remote ID, we will see an uptick in drones. I believe he mentioned that they are looking to see a boost of about 800,000 drones by 2024, which is within the next 3.5 years, and that's coming quick. So we're very excited to see that. A lot of us in the drone world have been waiting a long time for those advancements to come along. Emphasizing the pilot on the ground. That is obviously really big because there's a lot of pilots out there that fly illegally or do illegal acts or just aren't knowledgeable and fly beyond visual line of sight or bother people or bother wildlife or do things they shouldn't be doing, either on purpose or out of negligence. And the FAA is actually now working towards, or what seems like they're working towards, having some penalties put on the pilot on the ground themselves from the FAA. So that's kind of good because a lot of us who have been working within the parameters of the rules, we have been begging for the FAA and authorities to be able to get these guys and the kind of the stuff that they're doing that's diluting the hard work a lot of us have been doing over the years. And then also package delivery, Part 135. That will be the largest segment within the next 4 years. It will be package delivery, and he did say that they are working on streamlining that situation as well, allowing drone companies to be able to apply for that Part 135 or possibly integrating it into the Part 107 itself. So we'll see where that heads. That's very exciting, and we're all looking forward to that, especially with the drone delivery. He did mention that UPS and Amazon did get approved for the Part 135, which is very exciting. The next keynote speaker was Scott Breyer from the Department of Homeland Security, talking about safety, air safety, bad actors, things like that. Talking about the use cases of drones. He addressed cybersecurity issues, which we've all known about. It's the big elephant in the room, because we all know a lot of this is directed at foreign-made drone manufacturers and specifically DJI and their data compromising issues that they have. And it puts operators' data at risk. He mentioned it puts vendors at risk. It puts manufacturers at risk. He did mention to anyone, but specifically talking to law enforcement agencies and government agencies, do your research before you decide to purchase a drone, which is obviously a no-brainer. But sometimes you're at a training or you're at a show, a trade show or something like that, and a good salesman, or you get caught up in the moment and you throw down the check, and all of a sudden the company's gone because they were a small startup or something like that, and they can't provide the support that you're looking for. Also understanding vulnerable data and what that is and how that can affect not only your credibility as a company and a pilot, but also how that is a security issue with the Department of Homeland Security. He did mention the physical threats as well out there, weaponizing drones that they have seen. He did mention that at one point there was a ex-boyfriend that put basically some exploding pipe bombs onto a drone. They had nails and sharp objects on them, and then he was dropping them at his ex-girlfriend's house and things like that, which isn't out of the realm. He also did mention the incident that happened in Oakland and Santa Clarita a couple years ago, or Santa Clara, I'm sorry, a couple years ago, where there was a bad actor that flew a drone over the football games, or at least the San Francisco 49er football game, dropped some leaflets, and then was heading up to the Oakland game, but was caught by police in transit. And then counter UAS was a big one that he was talking about, being able to identify these bad actors around events, specifically football games, baseball games, fairs, things like that. Be able to not only identify the pilot and the drone, but also be able to prevent those from entering the area. He was looking for, local actions for takeoff and land laws, telling localities to use TFRs and things like that. That way they could really get it out there that the drones and the drone pilots should have knowledge that there's something going on there. And then he said you can always visit CISA.gov for more information, which is CISA.gov, and that's where you can find out more information about what the Department of Homeland Security is doing with drones in order to keep everyone safe. Now on to what was called the virtual exhibit hall. This was kind of cool. You went basically from link to link, and then there would be a room with a representative and other people, and then there was a chat box, and they went over, they had a presentation, and then you could ask questions and things like that. And it was pretty good. The only issue is sometimes if you left one or you were finished with one, you walked into another, there was already a conversation going on and you had already missed what had gone on. So there was no way to get that back. And then also, if there was a lengthy conversation, it was hard to get your questions in if you were trying to get involved in the conversation. But besides that, it works great. It's very enjoyable, and it's something that I look forward to when even all the COVID stuff is over and done with. And so one of the first rooms I walked into was a company called Ascent Aerospace, and their representative, Paul Fermo, was very knowledgeable, very nice man. And what Ascent Aerospace is they're a drone manufacturer that makes a cylindrical drone. The drone itself weighs 3.5 pounds, very light, very durable. It goes into a backpack. It has interchangeable payloads, which is awesome. So you can get those different sensors. Even has dual camera sensors with thermal and EO involved. So it's a great drone for ruggedized situations. I recommend them for, say, for example, Department of Fish and Game, Sheriff's Department that work in rural areas, fire departments. like out here in California. Those types of situations where they need to be deployed quickly and then put away quickly to be fast on the move, this is definitely the drone for you. It has a litany of sensors, even up to LiDAR. So I would check them out. Ascent Aerospace, again, and get in contact with Paul. He's a great representative, and he did a great job of informing me and educating me on what it is that they do there. Air Supply Aerial, and I got in contact with Wyatt Robbins and Byron Noel. Byron and I, we had a lengthy conversation. Him and I are kind of cut from the same cloth. But Air Supply Aerial is what drone manufacturers are looking for. It's a one-stop shop for drone parts, batteries, accessories, things that you're looking for. And that was a real big issue when I was part of a drone manufacturer here in the United States. Was we would have to go around to so many different separate companies in order to get what we wanted on the drone. But the only issue was with some of those companies, they were subsidiaries of other large ones, so there wasn't too much vested in them, or they were a fly-by-night or a small startup that could not fulfill our needs if we were to scale up. So Air Supply Aerial has now filled that void, and I believe, talking to Byron, they got it right. They focus on quality service, which is huge in the drone world, as we all know, since everything is still so new that everyone is pushing their technology so much. There's a lot of fog of war that can be put in front of people's eyes, and when you're looking for quality service and quality parts, it's really nice to hold on to those type of relationships so that you can get what you want. And here at Air Supply Aerial, they definitely have that quality presentation that you're looking for. It's a UAV parts warehouse. They got sensors, batteries, accessories, like I said. They also have ready to fly end user systems. They also have post-processing services, software. It's just a really great, knowledgeable group of people, and it was refreshing to talk to Byron at length and be able to get the proper information out of him. And let me tell you, it was quality service, the conversation that we had. So I definitely recommend them for any of the parts or services that you're looking for. And then finally, a company that I've been following for many years now, Sun Hilo or Sun Hilo, one or the other. And this is ADSB out, there it is, company. They're a drone tracking company. And what it is they have a piece of hardware that you purchase, and then you can track all the drones in your fleet from your computer. So it's definitely a component that you would want to look for if you're looking to get into the beyond visual line of sight world and getting that waiver. Also, on top of that, it looks like it will be a great solution for when remote ID comes out. And then also too, it's a great solution for employee monitoring. Say you're a large company that has many different drone pilots scattered throughout the area, you will be able to track their drone flights as they are in flight. Also too, for air traffic controllers, it's a great tool because you can use it to track drones in your area as long as they're part of the ecosystem. So this is kind of the future of where we're looking for in remote ID. And Doug is a great representative to talk to. I spoke with him at length for a while, and he definitely knows what he's talking about. And Sun Hilo, it looks like they are primed, prep, and ready for remote ID, beyond visual line of sight, UTM, UAM, whatever other three-letter acronym you got for the drones. They are ready for it, and it looks like them being in the game for a while is going to pay off big once things come together. And again, that's Sun Hilo, and you'll want to talk to Doug when it comes to that. So that's day 2. Obviously a shorter video than yesterday. Again, I'm Kent Nerhus, Director of Drone Operations for Endemic Environmental Services. And again, Fly safe out there.